Hey there. Welcome to another episode of Heart and Hustle, Visionary Healers, Movers, and Shakers. I am your host, Paulette Rees-Denis, here to bring you magic makers from around the globe, people who are creating change, who have small businesses, large businesses, hobbies, but they are creating the life of their dreams. And that, my friends, is what living is all about. So let us know how you like this episode. Please subscribe, and we'll see you there. Thanks for joining. All right. Hello, Heart and Hustle friends. This is Heart and Hustle, Visionary Healers, Movers, and Shakers. And I am your hostess, Paulette Rees-Denis, your movement motivator and your passion instigator, because that's what I always call myself, your magic maker. And that's what this whole podcast is about bringing other magic makers and movement motivators to you, my friends. Because isn't life just fabulous, and aren't people's stories amazing, and aren't what people are bringing to the world just inspiring? And my hope is to inspire you and take action for your dreams and desires, right? Bam. All right, so today I get to bring you someone I have just met. I've been so excited to meet her, Stacy Bahrenfuss. I did it. From Idaho, is that right? You're in Idaho now?
Yes, I'm in Idaho.
Well, welcome, Stacy.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here and have a great conversation with you today.
Yeah. And, I wish our people could talk to us while we're talking, but we'll hear from them later. So, Stacy, you're a fairly multi-passionate woman, right?
Yes, you could say that for sure.
And your story is fascinating to me. So, you can tell us a little bit more about what you do, but you started in real estate.
Yes.
And then you've developed these programs called the Truth Teachers and the Ultimate Breakthrough Accelerator programs, and I'm sure there's even more within all those things. So tell us what you are. Who is Stacy? What are you about? What are you passionate about?
Yes. So I started my real estate career when I was 19, and what I was really passionate about was making the industry better than when I started. And I quickly found myself, always in conversation with my clients more about how to keep the hope, how to set intentions for their home sales, and how to discover that they have the power within them to guide their own ship. That the falsehood of the external circumstances affecting us, it was all about correcting that for people. And so that, from early on, has been my passion to just awaken that power within people, within all of us, to not only explicitly state our dreams, desires, and make them real, but to accelerate the process in doing that. And by uncovering, that those just, distortions or, false beliefs that we all have, I just quickly found that would help, their home sales accelerate, and they would have a confidence in themselves that they didn't have when we first started working together. So that was for about 15 years, my career and passion was awakening that in people. And I saw an opportunity with high-performing women to really ignite this in them and help them get home themselves. And then because of the ripple effect that high-performing women leaders have the opportunity to have, I saw that by them being activated, they could then lead more clearly, have more impact, and in a more way.
Love that. Wow. Whew. That was a mouthful. That was really good. Wow. And and as a coach myself, there's nothing more rewarding than seeing your people shine.
Mm-hmm.
to be illuminated is one of the phrases I use, is to live lit up every day, but to be empowered and make those changes and stand in your power.
Yes.
Stand in your power. And so you're leading the leaders to stand in their power, so then they can ripple effect
Yes.
right down.
Yes.
And so tell me how you do all this. What are these programs that you've developed, and just what is all
Yeah,
that?
yeah, absolutely. So the first, part of the process is identifying what are the patterns that are showing up, because so often when there's a pattern, there's probably another one in another area of life that by doing some matching, we can quickly discover that, the world is your mirror. And so that's the first part of the process, is identifying, what's happening currently, what's plaguing you, another way to say it.
Hmm.
What is it that isn't working by your judgment? And then what's going on subconsciously that wasn't resolved? I mean, sometimes it's all the way back to childhood, but that isn't so important in the work that I do, just because a lot of times the story is maybe not complete, or distorted, because it's been a while since they were in their childhood. And so
Hmm.
it's not so much to dive into that, as it is to really connect to the vision of the future and the vision of who they want to become.
Yes,
And
absolutely. I'm totally
yeah,
agree on that.
yeah. So taking them through that process so that they can identify, again, these patterns. The patterns are the biggest piece, and then redesigning those in real time so that there's a new choice that can be made, and then empowering them with tools to, bounce back, essentially, because life happens and you get knocked off course. And so making sure that they have the tools to bounce back when things happen.
Mm. And that is uh, the truth teachers.
Yeah. So the way that the programs work is, so the Ultimate Breakthrough Accelerator is the 6-week program. And
Uh-huh.
that is really the program to reestablish a person's inner state so that they can operate from that clear, calm, and centered inner state to build
Mm.
the life they really want to build. So
Right.
that's that first portion. And then someone can become a certified truth teacher after completing that program,
Oh, cool. I
and
see.
then build their own business from there.
And I love that idea of, um, well, reconnection and connection, even if it's for the first time, is of the utmost importance. And that's, of course, what I work with my clients all the time. Because don't you find that people are afraid, and women are, do you work only with women?
Yes, one-on-one, the Ultimate Breakthrough Accelerator will be men and women.
Okay. So, but I find that people are so afraid to go into that quiet place
Yes.
and listen.
Yes.
So they get busy.
Mhm.
Busy. Oh God, I hate that word. Right? Right. I choose to be full.
Mhm.
I don't choose to be busy.
Yes.
And so, but people make themselves busy so they don't have to stop and listen or stop and look, right?
So true.
And so how do you get them to do that?
Yeah, so I think that the number one way is to address the fact that there isn't anything there, to be afraid of, right? I refer back to, the acronym. There are different ones out there, but it's like, fear is fake events appearing real.
Oh, oh, that's good.
And so if you think about it, there isn't anything to be afraid of in the quiet time. And so I find that as soon as we address, sort of like the elephant in the room, because that's really what we're afraid of, right? Is like what's in the darkness. And what the truth is that if you shine a light on that, you'll find that there's nothing there, and you can be all of yourself.
It's just you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. And I think there's some people that are mystified by that process.
Mhm.
There's some people that think it's anti-religious to go into that process. I mean, I've run across all of that. Um, and it really is just such a simple, I mean, this is all we are.
Yes.
This is it,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Yeah. And so I just love the idea of the truth teachers. I too have a teacher certification program, although it's slightly different because it's in dance. Uh,
Ah,
but it's teaching women to be empowered. It's teaching women to be business women.
mhm,
It's teaching women that it's okay to make money,
mhm,
right? It's teaching women how to have their creative visions come to life.
mhm.
And so, and to live in their truth and their authenticity and to shine the light on others.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, right. I mean, it sounds like that's what you are so about.
Yes.
Is
Yeah, absolutely. I get that so much.
and where do you think that where did that come from with you? Did there was there an event or a situation or just periodic growth and expansion that you took those steps?
I think that they're always, because of how I was raised and the things that I went through, I would assume the role of turning the chaos to order. Like I was always, you know, having to be the responsible one at a very young age, be aware, very aware at a young age. And so it's kind of like all of that pain and confusion actually was the gateway to my expansion, because as I got older, I had to, you know, address those things and explore those things. I've always had a desire to, self-reflect and be in solitude to because I really subscribe to the idea that I'm the problem and the solution. And
Hmm.
as a young person, that was too much, right? I took on too much of other people's material. But now it's something that I very much, teach to my clients, and I think it's so true. I think the more that we can see that we are the problem and the solution, we take all of our power back and we're able to make the changes we need to without all of the struggle and push and force that, we're taught to use.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have to be that hard.
Right, exactly.
And I think once someone realizes that, they take that first step and they're like, "Oh." And then the momentum comes, right? It's always the first
Exactly.
step.
Yes.
It's always that first step. It's like the fear that it's
Mhm.
hard, and it's not really.
Right.
Yeah. So, Stacy, what do you do? So, I always love to talk about self-care. I always love to find out what your rituals, your magic, your what do you do for yourself to keep you whole, healthy, inspired?
Yes. Yes. So I do a massage once a week,
I
which
love
is for me. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
that.
Um, I'm very active. I love to work out, and so that really helps just balance everything week to week.
Mhm.
Um, I, from just like a being active, I love spending time with my husky, walking, running, hiking. Um, but from like a daily ritual perspective, one thing that's a non-negotiable is my morning practice, which is, consists of meditation, um, focusing on my intentions, and
Mhm.
also reflecting on the fact that my life was once a dream, right? And I think that's such a good thing for all of us to remember, is like, even if you're going through a hard time, even if there's a struggle, that if you can focus on the fact that your life today is, it was one point just a thought, it was just a dream, and the more you can appreciate that, you get more of what you want.
Yeah, yeah. It's so funny. Those I mean, everybody has a variation. Well, not everybody. Everybody's learning. I'm teaching everybody a variation. It's one of my goals in life is to get everybody into their beautiful morning practice or daily practice because it's so powerful and so beneficial. And um, movement, momentum, and magic is my coaching theme. But I have my 3-part morning ritual is meditate, percolate, and dance break. And the meditate is meditation, of course. Percolate is, percolate, percolate. Let things come out of your brain, but put them down on paper. All about the words. And then you got to move that body, right? You gotta take a dance break, whatever that means. A run, a walk, a hike, a dance break, a yoga thing, belly dance.
Is that what you do? Do you belly dance?
I have been belly dancing for over 30 years.
Oh, beautiful. I love that.
I've traveled around the globe and taught belly dancing.
Oh my
And
gosh.
that's what I teach my teachers. I have my master teachers and my certified teachers, and I have certified dancers, and I have a signature style that I created, and then I blend that up with yoga and African and Spanish, and
Wow.
yeah, but you
I'm
gotta
gonna have
move
to look
that.
that up after this.
Yeah. But even if it's just getting up and shaking your body,
Mhm.
I think we've gotten to be such a sedentary culture. And even now, with the pandemic and the Zoom, and so now we find ourselves Zooming all day. And it's so easy to not move. It's so easy to get comfortable.
Yeah.
And you get comfortable in your body and you get comfortable in the things that you do and you want to go back to the old normal.
Mhm.
Now that we're shifting gears. So what's normal? Is there a normal? What do you think? Is there a normal?
Yeah, I think that we need to go away from that word
Yeah.
and lean into the creation, because if there's anything that the last year and a half has shown us is that we've placed so much of our, beliefs, rituals, who we are in external situations, systems. All the power, right, that we have in large part has been based, we put so much faith on all of these things. And I think that there's been this level of creativity that so many people have been able to bring back into their lives, whether it's more time with family, whether it's living the life they really want to live, more time off, seeing that they don't have to go to the office every day, which allows them to have breakfast with their children. There's all these pieces. And so I feel like it's, more about creating like the true you versus like, let's go back to normal.
Yeah, and that can be scary for some people.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Really scary. It's like, how do I step into this new idea or this new dream?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have to think about that here. I think that I personally have never subscribed to normal. So, you know, and so this is just continued to open up many doors for me and many more projects and ideas. But that's always the way I've been. But so many people have been put in place or put out of place, perhaps,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
And don't know how to come back. And don't come back the way you were. Come back how you want to be.
Exactly. Amen.
Yeah,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You hear that, people? Come back how you want to be.
Mhm.
Make it the life of your dreams.
Yes.
What's the worst that can happen? I ask that all the time. What's the worst that can happen?
Yes. The worst is you rebuild it in a new way. That's literally the worst.
Exactly.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep. I've been down, I've been up.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to go down to go up.
Exactly. So true.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so what else? What else about Stacy? What else?
Mm. So, I think that the biggest pieces are, um, stepping into these different offerings for the clients, but even more so than that is I really, you know, encourage everyone to look at your life and look at, how can I turn any like rigidity or anything that isn't, again, like how exactly how I want it to be, because this is the opportunity that we all have, is to take a real evaluation, take a hard look at our lives in every area and shore up the gap of where you are to where you want to be. And this is truly your time to create that. Yes.
That's beautiful. So what are you creating next?
So I am working on a little project. In fact, I can show it to you if you'd
Oh,
like.
yes.
I'll have okay.
Oh, good. Good, good, good.
So one thing that I'm very passionate about is normalizing spirituality. And one of the projects I'm working on is called Be Healed. And so instead of HEAL, it's HEEL. And so this is the first prototype, and it's a little purse that you can have your meditations in, your crystals if you're into that, essential oils. And so this is the next project I'm rolling out
Oh, what fun is that?
line, and I'm just having a ball with it.
And that's the most important thing.
Yes,
Seriously. If you're not having fun, then why do it, right?
exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I love it. Now, are you a writer?
I am more like a journal, like I journal, things like that. So no, I'm not a writer in the form of like writing books. Yes.
Sure. Okay. So no books in the future.
No, no, not at this
Heels.
time.
Heels. Being healed.
Yep, that's my jam.
I love it. And are you a high heel wearer yourself?
Oh yes.
Oh, just had to
Yeah.
ask that. You're
Of
so
course.
beautiful. I can't see your feet, but I love shoes.
Yes.
I'm a shoe fanatic.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Me
Awesome.
too.
All right. Well, that was great. So, my friends out there in Heart and Hustle Land, um, I hope you're getting some inspiration from this and some juice. And maybe you might have questions for Stacy. I'll give you all her links in the blog post below. And Stacy, do you have anything you want to leave us with?
I think just the urgency to get quiet, to um lean into that space, even if it's for 10 minutes. Set your phone on, for 10 minutes on the timer, and just be, and you'll be amazed at what unfolds when you just take that little amount of time for yourself.
That's so true. It's so true. And that like every day. Every
Yes.
day. Yeah. And maybe even twice a day.
Exactly. Yes, and then all of a sudden you'll be doing it for 30 minutes and you'll enjoy it even more.
Yeah, it's a great way for renewal. It's a great way for reflection. It's just a great way for quietude. So cool.
Exactly.
Well, Stacy, thank you. Thanks for
Thank
hanging
you.
out with me.
Thank
Yeah.
you for having me.
Great. Short and sweet and poignant, fabulous. You're doing great work in the world. Thank you for the work that you are bringing. It's really important. So good. And
Thank you for having me.
thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. And thank you, Heart and Hustle listeners, for joining us again. I love that you're here. Please subscribe. There's plenty of ways to get this broadcast, which is on YouTube, Vimeo, through my blog at www.paulettereesdenis.com. SoundCloud, if you want to listen, iTunes. I'm kind of all over. I'm all over social media. But I love that you're here. And it's really important to all of us that uh, you're here to support us as well. And so thank you for that. I'm deeply grateful for that. And I'm deeply grateful to be able to have these fabulous guests like Stacy today. So until we meet again, many blessings. Mwah.
Thank you.